Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And I'm very pleased to have with me today G. Delorme, who is with TICE. G, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to be talking about TICE. The TICE Group designs and operates recovery systems for brands and retailers, running trade-in, returns, and resale programs at scale. G, you actually are not only the CEO of TICE, you created and founded TICE. You're going to tell us a little bit more about that in just a second. But generally, what is TICE? What's the big story at TICE?
Yes, a great question. So I've been in the industry for a little while, and I often realized that a lot of companies were receiving returned products and did not really know what to do with them or how to optimize the recoveries. Those returns were breaking their operational processes. And myself, when I was building such programs, I realized that something was missing. So once I left corporate America, I decided to build effectively the system I had wished had existed at the time. So what does TICE do? I will set up and run reverse logistics solutions on behalf of my clients. So I will identify processing partners, guys who can repair properly, and then resale channels. So it could be direct to consumer, wholesaler, end of life, recyclers. And I will bring all of those partners to work together, create a logical flow without any gaps in them, and make sure that those products get monetized properly so that my clients get a higher net recovery without having to handle it themselves.
Now, why is retail such a focus?
So today in the US, we estimate that about 17% of the retail sales come back to the retailer or to the OEM. So this is almost $900 billion annually.
Wow.
It's a huge market. It's a very significant pain point. And today it is a real cost to the whole economy, to all the retailers, to all the OEMs who just lose money on every sale.
So give me that number again, $900 billion?
The actual estimate in 2026 is $890 billion with a B, billion dollars in returns annually just in North America.
And, I guess some of that merchandise, some of that product goes back on the rack, but I'm just thinking about the reshelving costs, the damage costs, the write-off cost. It's wild.
It is, and you're assuming here that those products are in good condition and can be resold to a consumer. Not all returns match that category. Some products are broken. Some products just don't have enough residual value to warrant all those return and repackaging and reshelving costs. So today, a lot of retailers, a lot of brands just don't know how to manage that. And they are set up to do forward logistics to move products from their facility, their warehouse, their stores, their online store to us as consumers. They are not truly set up to do the reverse piece, bringing products back from the consumer to them and finding a way to monetize that. So my objective is to bring a solution to those retailers, to those brands.
Gee, I have a feeling many people who've never even thought about this have probably the same experience. We've all stood in that line at Kohl's or something, and we're bringing back the product we bought actually at Amazon. And you see this, especially after the holidays, this giant pile of stuff. And you kind of wonder if that's ever going to get back to anybody. And so that's actually what it looks like, right?
It absolutely does. And especially if those companies are not truly set up or don't have the bandwidth or the capabilities and the know-how to manage that. If the product new was sub $100, $150, often there's just no life left. There is a life, but it's just not financially profitable to do so. So some of those companies, even Amazon today, will regularly tell us as consumers, just keep the product.
Just keep it. Yeah.
You want it back. It's just too disruptive, too expensive. And there is a cutoff beyond which we cannot do much, really, absolutely. But I believe that cutoff is higher than what corporations usually do. And when I speak to some of those retailers and some of those OEMs and those brands, a lot of guys don't know what to do, and some of the others, the big companies, Amazon, they know what to do, right? And I'm saying Amazon, but certainly anybody of size, they know what to do, they know how to do. They don't have the bandwidth. So this is why there's an industry of people like myself, like TICE, who say, like, let me help you.
So TICE comes in, you help the retailer, you help them make them a little bit more whole.
Mm-hmm.
How is this connected then to the ITAD community?
Absolutely. Yeah. Great question. So in the example you took, a product is in good condition and we can reshelve it. Great. There is a way to get this product a second life, to get real recovery as well. Sometimes the product can be repaired, and okay, we can repair it. We are going to incur a cost, but then the final value in business, direct to consumer, is sufficient. So this is good too. All those are the happy path. There also comes times where the product is broken or the product does not have true residual value left, in which case we need to find a way to give it recycle, maybe take some parts out and then recycle the rest, ensure that it does not end in a landfill. And this is really ITAD at its best, is ensuring that the product at the end of life still gets a new life. Perhaps it's by getting components, perhaps it's by smelting some of the metals. And this is the core function that ITAD has been able to address for decades now. So we are learning from ITAD there.
So this is ITAD functioning actually in the consumer market.
Absolutely, yes. Not only consumer, but consumer especially, yes. And there is a lot of recycling and resmelting that takes place there for all those products that either don't have any value left or just are damaged and broken beyond repair.
Now, for the benefit of our ASCDI and ITAD ecosystem watchers and readers, you came through the Obada route into the organization. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. So Obada was a long-standing project, a blockchain-based project. The idea was to bring all those products and those components onto a blockchain, which had multiple benefits, including ensuring that we had a full cradle-to-grave understanding of its life cycle, who had owned it, who had worked it, and especially ensuring that at the end of life, there was proper recycling, so those products never ended in a landfill. So the tweak we had brought, the business component we had brought here, was to incentivize the recyclers to recycle those products properly and get some tokens, some financial incentives, some money back at that point. So this project, Obada, has been going on for a number of years. We've been working very closely with ISO. There is a global standard that project we are part of. A lot of work in the EU with things like Surpass. A lot of work, but ultimately we decided that the project would benefit most by being absorbed by ASCDI, so that today, in particular, ASCDI members can benefit from that. So there was, I have to commend Joe Marion for his vision, his leadership here. I believe the project is very useful. It really has legs. We just need a little more, a few more companies to actually leverage it and to plug in. We are almost at the finish line, and we believe that with the ASCDI new membership, we'll be able to get there.
Well, I'm very glad that we're doing the inaugural podcast here for your being in the ASCDI ITAD association. As we close up our podcast today, I just had sort of one last question. It sounds to me like what you do, it's not just a sort of one-off. It's sort of an integrated approach. Is that right? You're sort of connected to the way the way the retailer operates?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm a builder and an operator by training. So for background, I've created and scaled large programs at Samsung, at Allstate, Square Trade. So operations is my background, and the way I'm designing TICE is ensuring that we can plug in really where the brand and the OEM stops, becoming an extension of them, so that not only will I set up this model for them, I will actually run it on their behalf, so that we handle the complexity and help our clients get more recovery. Really, what I'm trying to do is remove the friction that today the OEMs and the retailers have. Remove that friction so they can get back to doing what they do best, which is build products and sell products.
So you maximize profitability. I imagine you also contribute in your own way to controlling the inflation too. If retailers are not losing all that money to lost or products that they can't restore.
Absolutely. So earlier I talked about the 17% return rate.
Right.
If you assume that on average those companies are going to recover 15 to 30 cents on the dollar on those product returns, which is actually very close to actuals. So 17 divided by 3. So we're talking about 5 to 6% of net cost of the product really comes down to us as consumers returning products. So it could go to their profit line. It could go to inflation. You're right. I hope to one day be able to say that I actually had an impact on inflation.
You solved the inflation. You solved the inflation crisis.
It's a one-off, though. It's a one-off. It's not every year, but you're right. The bigger picture, you're absolutely right. Those returns do have a cost, and we all pay those costs. All of us as consumers, we pay those costs because the retailers and the brands have to absorb them.
Well, and I think it's safe to say also that any merchant, there's this tiny profit margin, and it's killed by this type. The returns just kill you.
Absolutely, and this is one of the core arguments I make: is any extra dollar I can bring them back is a dollar that goes to the profitability, not just revenue. It's actually profit,
viability, and that means jobs. So
it does mean. Potentially, it does mean jobs. Certainly, it's very impactful. Absolutely.
Well, gee, I really want to thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm very excited that you're now part of the ITAD Association. Excited that we're sort of expanding our coverage of things. Where can we learn more about TICE and the TICE Group?
Yes, thank you. So we have a website, TICE-group.com. I'm also very active on LinkedIn. So this is probably the main way. And of course, I'm going to be active within ASCDI. I intend to have, to actually be fairly vocal and to participate and help the broad organization there.
Well, gee, again, thank you very much indeed. This has been wonderful. I hope we get to do a follow-up podcast, learn more.
I would love that. Thank you so much, Doug.
Thank you.
You have a good day.